I first started thinking of salvation in terms of these three words when I was thinking about drowning. I wasn't considering it. I was just thinking in context of when a person is drowning, what do they want to be saved from? Well, they want to be saved from drowning is what they want to be saved from. That's very real. Two, well, the boat. And when do they want it? They want it right now. They don't want to wait. They want it now. So salvation from drowning to the boat right now. This model of thinking of salvation stuck with me. Now, the Christianity I grew up with thought of salvation in terms of we are saved from death to life. They would say eternal life. When does that happen? It happens when we die. So I'm going to live, and then I will die, but I won't really die because I'm saved from dying, and I have continuing life, eternal life. Something about this still was not satisfying to me. I don't want to wait till I die. I want something right now. Yes, I'm an impatient mortal. And also something, well, if it's just life, like this life, then what's the thrill? I still get angry. I'm still impatient. What life does that have? What advantage does that life have over this life? So I started thinking in terms of real life, right now, life, actual living experiences. What are we saved from? What terrible, icky stuff happens that we would like salvation from? One of those things is anger. Two, a place of peace. And when do we want it? We want it right now. Let me tell you a true story. I became acquainted with an Episcopal priest, Father Paul, who got moved to a new church, and he told the church, well, we're going to have to build a wheelchair accessible ramp because I'm going to give a healing mass on New Year's Eve. And a lot of people, wait, what? You're going to give a what? Well, I'm going to give a healing mass, and a lot of people are going to be coming. Nobody gives healing masses. Well, Father Paul did. And he gave his healing mass on New Year's Eve. And a lot of people came, and several used the ramp that was built for them. After the mass, everybody left. Father Paul was at the front of the church, and a lady came up to him with these terrible rheumatoid arthritic hands and said, I came here to have these healed, but I'm not angry anymore. It was his belief that healing always happened. He didn't know how or what or when, but healing always happened. And that lady was saved from her anger. She was healed from her anger to a place of peace. And she didn't have to wait to die. She was healed right now. We can be saved from hate. You might think hate is fun because you can say I'm better than those people. But it's really off-putting. And you can be saved from that into a place of, well, we could say love, but that's overused. It's still a very good thing, but how about respect? I'll put respect in here. RESPECT. There. From hate to a position of respect for other people. And when can we be saved? Do we have to wait till we die? We get it right now, in this lifetime. A little bit each day, we drop a little more hate and we gain a little more respect. We can be saved from arrogance. Arrogance. To a place of humility. And when do we get that piece of salvation? Right now. We can be saved from grumpiness. To a place of cheerfulness. Cheerfulness. And when does that happen? Say it with me. Right now. We don't have to wait until we die for this to happen. Now, I wish you were right here with me, because I would ask you to compare these two columns. How are they the same? How are they different? And if you've been watching my other videos, you might say, oh, Bob, I know. Those are all values. And I'd say, that's right. These are all values. If you go on the internet, these will all be listed. And you might further say that some are negative values and some are positive values. The internet might even say some are bad values and some are good values. But still, those are not exact enough. I think these are values of isolation. Hate isolates you from people. I hate those people, and you cut yourself off from them. I hate those people, and you cut yourself off from them. And those people, and pretty soon you have cut yourself off from having a relationship with all kinds of people. Grumpiness. There's a value of, I just want to be grumpy. There's a value of isolation. Nobody wants to be around you when you're grumpy. You cut yourself off and isolate yourself. These are values of relationship. These bring you into a relationship with other people. Instead of being arrogant and saying, I know more than you, you approach that with an attitude of humility. You may indeed know more than that person, but you don't brag about it. You approach the problem with that person with an attitude of humility. Instead of hating a person, you may respect that person. You may not choose to do the things they do, but you respect them as a child of God who has their own problems that they have had to deal with. These bring you into relationship, not only with people, but remember that place in the book of Matthew. Jesus says, whatever you do with these, the least of my brothers, you do to me. And as you respect that person, you respect Jesus and God. And as you are cheerful with people, you are cheerful with Jesus and God. And as you hate other people, you hate Jesus and God and cut yourself off. And as you are arrogant with other people, you are arrogant toward Jesus and God, and you cut yourself off from relationship from God, who's the giver of life, and you cut yourself off from life. And what have you got? Not life. And that is death. So I've kind of gotten myself back to that old Christian thing I grew up with. We are safe from death. But this I understand more. And this actually leads me to better living, happier living, more joyful living, more cheerful living right now. So, what is salvation? We are saved from all kinds of ways and habits of living that isolate us from God and from the giver of life and lead only to death. And we are saved to a place of peace and respect and relationship values that lead us into more relationships a little bit at a time with that person and that person and that person. A little bit all the time. And that brings us into a relationship with God and the giver of life. Gradually, continually,